Hey, what's going on, everyone? Out here on the MT07. Was going to do a different video. I was going to do a 5 things I dislike about the MT07. I did post a 5 things I like about the MT07 video, and if I knew how to edit and do all that stuff, I'd say it's right here with point, but I have no idea, so I'll put it in a playlist. But I'm not technically savvy like that, so I can't do that. Alright, so if you're not familiar, 2024 Yamaha MT07, got right under 5,000 miles on it, and we could do a little walk around, take a peek of it. In general, I will say, very happy with this bike. I do love it. It's so much fun, but it does have some issues that I wish were better. And things that all can be addressed. Most stuff can just be addressed just fine. But, alright, so why don't we get started? First thing, the suspension. And I've seen all the videos saying, you know, oh, the suspension's bad, the suspension's this, the suspension's that. And when I wrote it all last year, I couldn't complain at all. And I don't know if it's because I was still fairly green, or if it was because it was brand new. So it was still very tight, and I thought it was fine. But I noticed already this year a few times, you know, a little rougher road through some turns, it really starts to feel like it gets a little bit of wiggle in it when you start getting leaned over a bit. It's not super confidence inspiring in that. Like, I know I can put a cartridge kit and a shock on it, which may be something that I do in the future, depending on if I hang on to it. But I do notice that now, where I didn't notice it before. So that is something to look out for. Especially, I mean, I'm sure if you're a bit lighter than me, I am right around 200 pounds usually. I'm probably about 210 with gear on. So if you're lighter than me, that might not be the same issue for you. But I am a little, you know, built like a little teapot, I guess. So, as they say, right? Alright, so what do you got? Seat. You know, for shorter rides, it's not bad. But I'd say after about hour and a half plus, it starts to get fairly uncomfortable. It does. You start getting some little hot spots, you know. It starts, I think an aftermarket seat, or I think they even make a comfort seat if I'm not mistaken, would probably be the ticket. And I know they don't want to go too thick on the foam because it would drastically raise the seat height. Or not drastically, but they're trying to make it approachable, right? Which I appreciate, because I'm fairly short, so too much more would definitely, I mean, I could manage, but a lot of people wouldn't. But I ride a dirt bike that's pretty tall, so it doesn't really bother me as much. Although, you know, flat foot is nice. But yeah, seat, definitely something I do not like about. Could just be just a bit softer, which, like I said, not the end of the world. What do we got next? Wind protection. Yep, obviously has none. We know that, though. Naked bike. But I think adding a windscreen would make it so much more enjoyable. And you don't notice it around town, you know, it's fine. But as soon as you get on the highway and you're 65, 70 plus miles an hour, it can wear on you after a while. You do a good 2 hours, 3 hours ride like that, it's going to start wearing on you. You're going to start feeling it just quite a bit more pressure on you. You're going to have to put more effort in. Like I said, it is a naked bike, so it's not like that's something that can't be resolved pretty easily, and you know that going in. I mean, in the United States here, we don't get the Tracer 7 option, which I think probably would sell pretty well, but maybe I'm wrong. They know a lot more about that stuff than I do. Alright, what do we got? Snatchy throttle. Yes. This thing does have that little bit of problem off the line. And, I mean, if you ride a little bit, it's not the end of the world. You'll get used to it. But I know if there's a week or two where I do not get enough seat time in, or if I don't get any seat time in, and there's a few times that just a little burp, she gets a little jumpy. And it's never been an issue that's caused me to dump it, but there's been a few times in slow speed maneuvers where I've, you know, been a little jumpier than I meant to be, and you can feel it. It's a little unsettling, to say the least. I know a tune would square that up, and I'd definitely like to get a tune eventually, but like I said, all things happen when they're right. I don't have the money for that right this second to spend any more money on it. And let's see, next thing. There are some fit and finish issues that are not the best. Like I said, the paint's a little soft. The plastics are a little soft. I've been pretty good about not damaging it, but there's still, you know, you can tell it's slightly more budget oriented. Fit and finish, like these turn signals, they flop around. They popped out a few times. I have to put them back. Some scratches on the side cases and wear. Obviously it's not the end of the world, but I do get some wear on there. So there are, you know, some fit and finish. I know some of the other ones are probably a little higher quality with that. I know it is fairly beginner oriented. I mean, maybe not straight beginner, depending on where you live, what country you live, or your level of experience, but not super aggressive bike. Something you could definitely start on if you take it easy and just, you know, don't get too aggressive. But let's see, is there anything else? I know I said 5, but no, you know, I think that is it. Other than that, like I said, they're all minor nitpicks. The suspension obviously could be better, but that's, you get what you pay for when you're buying it. I know the 2025 has a lot of revisions on it, which would be awesome. I have not had a chance to try one of those. Hopefully I do. Some people complain about the brakes, but I'm not rolling 100 miles an hour everywhere, so they seem adequate for me. I'm sure if I had some track days or something, that would be true. The rear ABS does kick in a little quick. It's a little aggressive on that. Sorry if this wind noise is bothering you too. And a little breezy today. Well, anyways, that's about all I got. Great bike, still love it. Highly recommend it. Alright, well, if you have any questions on it or anything, just feel free to hit me up in the comments. But anyways, thanks for watching.